When the end credits for this movie rolled, this was my mood walking out of the theater.
Bam! That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, that's my preface for this review by saying this was a great movie, so let's talk about it. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is in a limited release right now, and it stars Michelle Yeoh, K-Hwai Kwan. I apologize for saying his name wrong if I said his name wrong, but what you need to know about him, short round from Temple of Doom, so he's automatically going to be amazing. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once is about an aging Chinese immigrant who is swept up in an insane adventure where she alone can save the world by exploring other universes connecting with the lives she could have led. Unfortunately, this sweeps her up into an even bigger adventure when she finds herself lost in the infinite worlds of the multiverse. I guess the best way to describe this movie is that it is absolutely batshit crazy. It is insanity. But insanity in all the great ways. This is like a kaleidoscopic, multi-dimensional adventure for the audience to experience. It's the most fun I've had in a movie theater in a long time. It's one of the coolest movies I have seen in a while. Michelle Yeoh fucking kills it in this movie, as does Short Round from Temple of Doom. Both of them have a really interesting dynamic. They have great chemistry on screen. Michelle Yeoh especially kills it in the action sequences when the movie is asking her to do her own stunts and get a little bit physical with those stunts. I'm not huge on Tomorrow Never Dies, but I always thought that she was one of the better parts of Tomorrow Never Dies. I haven't disliked her in a single thing that she has been in. The movies that she's made have kind of been terrible at times. But Michelle Yeoh herself, no, she's great. Same with Short Round from Temple of Doom. He doesn't really have all that much to do other than just kind of be the exposition dump of the movie, but you know, it is necessary exposition because right off the bat, this movie just piques your interest. It grabs you and it never lets you go. This movie had me hooked from the opening frame to the very end. My attention never waned. I was always interested to see what was going to happen next on screen, and all the questions that I had gathered in my head in specific scenes were answered later on in the movie, and that's what great movies like this have to do. More importantly, this was such a fresh and unique and just wild and insane movie that we just don't see anymore. Really not surprised that an independent art house studio like A24 released this and that it is in a limited release right now. It's kind of weird to me that this is the one that got the limited release and X wasn't the one that got the limited release. X got the wide release and this got the limited release. This is getting a wide release very soon. I feel like that this is more accessible for mainstream audiences, and it's not a very mainstream movie, which is what I really love about it. There's a lot of subtitles. It feels like a classic kung fu movie at times. It feels like this really strange and wacky sci-fi movie. It's got a lot of emotional beats to it that I didn't expect, and it is funny as hell. Holy shit, there are, even in the action sequences, it's not just the stunts and the choreography and the great one still shot takes of these action sequences that I think are great, but adding humor to these action sequences just added a lot of levity and a lot more fun to these action sequences that I really wasn't expecting going in. I thought I was just going to expect like a cool action movie, but no, it was legitimately gut-busting hilarious at times. I can't commend the movie more for making this experience as fun as it was. There's surprisingly a lot of emotional heft with the characters, and the characters you are invested in right from the get-go. You understand everybody's motivation. You're not told everything right off the get-go. You're actually shown backgrounds of these characters and parts of these characters that you need to understand to help propel the narrative and the story forward. Sure, the story beats get a lot of exposition, as I previously stated, but I think that that's necessary. I think with a movie like this, I would have more of a problem with it if you were giving expositional dumps about characters. Like, oh, hey, who's this? Oh, that's Mike. He lost his wife in a plane crash 10 years ago. He's got a gimpy leg. His daughter doesn't like him. If that was just literally verbaled out to us and spelt out clean on paper, I don't think I would have enjoyed this movie as much as I did. I felt like that would have felt like it was cheating out the characters, and luckily this movie doesn't do that. When this movie does get exposition heavy, it feels like it's over-explaining things, but it's actually not, because there's so many ways that they're explaining different things, but everything makes sense in the long run. It's like, okay, yeah, I buy that. That's totally what's happening, and I love that about the movie. The characters had a lot of emotional weight to them that I was not even expecting whatsoever for a movie like this. It actually had a really profound and important message at the end that actually hit you right in the feels. It was somewhat of a strange way to end the movie, but it was a nice change of pace at the same time, because you're expecting this big balls to the wall action sequence to happen to end the movie, and it's really not that. But it does dig into your brain a little bit, and there's never a dull moment in this movie. It is meticulously and perfectly edited and perfectly paced. This movie is a blast from start to finish. So much fun. One of the coolest movies I have seen in a long time. Everything, everywhere, all at once most definitely belongs in popcorn heaven.
Bam! That's what I'm talking about.
It's in a limited release right now. I think it's only in about like 35 theaters or something nationwide. So if you happen to live near one of those theaters this week, please go and see the movie this week. I believe it's getting a wide release next week. If you can't see it this week, go see it next week when it gets a wide release. This is by far my favorite movie of the year so far. It's trippy, it's ballsy, it takes a lot of risks, it's original, it's fresh, and it's just a lot of goddamn fun. Unfortunately, movies like this are not made anymore. And I think we need a lot more risky movies like this that know how to appeal to mainstream audiences, but can also be somewhat of a brain teaser, you know? Like, get you thinking a little bit with the brain. It's a movie that's going to appeal to everybody. You are one of the lucky few that did get to see everything, everywhere, all at once. Drop me some feedbacks to what you thought of the movie in the comment section below. I'll leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I'll see you at the movies somewhere.